Good afternoon. This is Bob Iacchino along with Mike Arnold from Path Trading Partners, and this is an afternoon Path Chat covering the futures markets for May 9th. Well, interesting stuff. We had the VIX close ever so slightly higher, and then we had James Comey fired. President Donald Trump fired the FBI Director James Comey, which immediately had the futures sell off ever so slightly. We'll probably see a little bit higher of a VIX tomorrow, but still probably not much to speak of. I don't know that this is going to affect the markets too much, but again, the unpredictability is exactly that. It is unpredictable, and this 24-year low on the VIX still has me a little bit baffled. Crude oil fell again. We had some Fed speakers, but no one really said anything of note except for comments by Rosengren, who said we are likely to need QE again in case of a downturn, and also the Fed is likely to hit zero rates again in the future. Otherwise, pretty much the FOMC line. We saw the NASDAQ go to record highs again. S&P and Dow Jones closed ever so slightly lower. I mentioned crude oil lower. Copper seemed to find a short-term bottom after about a 5% drop. The rest of it, basically price action to look at. We're still waiting on that Chinese data that I talked about in this morning's Path Chat, so we'll see where that comes in. In the meantime, let me turn it over to Mike to let you know what he's seeing on the charts. Mike, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. So, quick VIX update. Yesterday, we had the lowest close at 977 in like 10 years. Today hit the lowest low in about 10 years at 956, still closed below the 10 level. So not much fear. Just to put this into perspective, I'm going to call up a 10-year chart, and you can see that is the lowest low in the last 10 years. And here is a 20-year chart, and the lowest low was 937, and the lowest close was somewhere down around the low 10s, upper 9s. So we've definitely, this is historical lows in this. I mean, until we trade down to 939, this is getting a little crazy. But we'll just keep an eye on it and see what happens. Again, no fear in the market about anything that could potentially go wrong. Let's switch over. Updated some significant levels here. Here we have the transports. Okay, inside day today, very narrow range day. This is now going to be a redrawn trend line to there. So we have a new defining point right on a significant level. Really what we're going to be watching for is we have resistance up around this 9190 to 9200 area. If we can get above that, we may be able to still run up and start seeing if this can get run out the double pattern that we've been watching. So above that, about 9220, then about 9235. The next level, major level higher, is around this 9300 level. If we break down, there is support right around this 9075 level, which is a significant level. If we get below that, you could pretty see a rapid fall off to about 9022, and then below that we'll be watching for about 8980. So those are the key things we are watching for in the transports. In the industrials, again, slight down day to day, ran up to one of our trend lines and found resistance there, then pulled back and found support at the 8. So those are going to be very key levels. Today's high right around the 21,046 is going to be first resistance on a rally up. Next resistance is 21,070 to 071. Then if we can get through that, we could possibly make a run at the prior highs, which is around 21,169. On a pullback, watch for that support coming in around 20,938. Then if that's broken, 20,896, which is our 25% gain. And if that's broken on a bigger pullback, about 20,850 to 852. For some reason, we had a bigger sell-off. Next key areas we'll be watching is 20,800 to 810 for support. Let's take a look at the S&P. S&P ran up today and then pulled back. So not an inside day because it violated yesterday's low, but not a huge range day. Found some support right around that rising 8. So on a continued pullback tomorrow, 23.88 to 89 is going to be key support. If that's broken, 23.83. Then if that's broken, we're going to be watching for about 23.75 to 76 area. On a rally, we're going to be watching about this 2400, which is going to be key. Then about 2403, and if we get through that, 2413 to 14. Finally, over to the NASDAQ, which had an up day. Another one hit our target of our 12.5% GAN level projection right around 56.78. Peaked above it. The actual high today was about 56.87.75, then pulled back and pretty much closed on it. On a continued rally tomorrow, 57.10 to 57.12 is the next key levels we're going to be watching for on the upside. On a pullback, we're going to be watching for 56.42, followed by 56.27, followed by 56.04. And if that is broken, then we don't really have anything about till 55.96. Take a quick look over at crude. We talked about on our podcast this weekend, the money path, how I thought there might have been a short-term capitulation bottom put in, which doesn't mean we have to rally. We rallied up yesterday and found some resistance at a prior breakdown zone, which you can see here, declining 8. Today we tested 45.50 to about the 46.75 area, closed down slightly just on a GAN level about 46.26. We could consolidate. What I'm going to be watching for is what happens when the 8 gets a little closer. Is it able to push price, especially down through about the 45.26 level, and then to test the 45.01, and then if that 45.01 on a closing basis is broken again. Otherwise, I'm going to be watching for consolidation. So, key levels again. 46.95. If that's broken, you could see a run up to about 47.18, and if it gets back in the rotation zone, about 47.51. On a pullback, first level support around 45.75, followed by 45.50, then very key support 45.24, 45.10, and 45.01. Let's take a look at gold today. Gold down day. Not much love for the precious metals recently. Came down, tested this little cluster, pretty much closed on our cluster of 12.19 to 12.20. If it continues lower tomorrow, first level support 12.16, second level support about 12.14, then nothing down to about 12.09, then another cluster level about 12.08. On a rally back up, we'll be watching for 12.25 as first level resistance, then nothing up until we get to about 12.33 to 12.34, and on a more substantial rally, 12.38. Finally, over to silver. Silver also down, big move down in silver. So didn't quite get to our next projected GAN level down that 16.05 area. The low today was 16.06, so missed that by a penny. So on a move lower tomorrow, 16.05, 16.06 going to be key. Then possibly down to 15.96, end of our first clear path. Then if that's broken, 15.80. On a rally back up, we're going to be watching for retest of the 16.21 level, followed by right around the 16.31. Then we don't have much until we get to about 16.42, and on a strong rally, 16.52 to 16.56. That's all we have for you. Turning it back over to you, Bob.
Thank you for that, Michael, and thank you guys for watching. Hit subscribe, hit like if you enjoy what we're doing, and we will talk to you in the next Path Chat. Cheers, everyone.